Hey everyone, this is Daniela Tempesta, and today I wanted to address with you some common misconceptions around happiness. And this is something that I see come up a lot in my work with clients as well as in my own personal life, because happiness is something that we're all chasing, right? When most people come into my office and I ask them, what brings you here? Oftentimes part of what they'll say is, I just want to be happy. But the first misconception I wanted to address was this idea that happiness is somehow something that can be achieved or attained. It's a degree you can earn, as if, once I climb that mountain, then I'll have happiness and I'll forevermore be happy, right? But happiness doesn't really work that way. Life is messy, it's unpredictable. We never really know what's going to come our way. But life can be punctuated by moments of happiness, and there are things that we can do to ensure that we may be able to have more of those moments of happiness that come into our life. And part of that may even be just savoring those moments when they do come. We oftentimes move so quickly onto the next thing that we haven't even had a chance to take in the good. One of my favorite neuroscientists says the brain is like Teflon for the good and Velcro for the bad, right? The good just slides on by. And so one of the things we can do is just try to savor those moments more. And then, of course, the other thing is looking at our own perspective and our own attitudes and seeing how that may be able to shift our experiences and maybe even take something that was unpleasant and make it more tolerable or even pleasant. But the main idea here, again, is that this is not a destination, right? Happiness is something that will come in and out of our lives, and we can do things to try to increase those experiences, but it's never going to be a permanent state. And if you're chasing a permanent state, you're always going to feel like you're failing. The second misconception I wanted to address was this idea that somehow something outside of ourselves can give us happiness. Oftentimes I will hear people say things like, well, if my husband would just stop doing that, or if I could just get into a relationship, then I would be happy, or, if I can get this promotion, then I'll be happy, fill in the blank, something having to do with something outside of themselves. And this is when I like to remind people that you can't outsource an inside job. Happiness is an inside job. And it's really upon us to take control of the things we can. And when we say, I'll only be happy when this person does that, I get this job, blah, blah, blah. Now we have completely disempowered ourselves. We've given the power over to other people in other situations. And we really want to take the power back into our own hands and do what we can to create our own happiness. And just like I was speaking about previously, this is where things like taking in the good and changing our own beliefs and our own perceptions about situations can be incredibly helpful. We can't often control the things that happen to us, but we can control how we respond to them, our attitudes around them. And this is not to dismiss that very painful things and difficult things do happen, but more just to say that our perspective can have a big impact on how we experience those things. And the thing I really want you to take away from this is the idea that we can't outsource an inside job, and that we really want to take the power back into our own lives to determine what makes us happy and not hand that over to somebody else, because that leaves us, in a position where we don't really feel like we have much agency over our own lives. So I hope these two concepts about happiness are helpful to you, and they're something that you can think about as you move through your week and perhaps make a little shift that might help you boost your own happiness. Take care. Have a great day.